What's up? What's up? Monday, wanted to do a vlog, fill everybody in on what's going on in my world, trying to stay consistent with these. So thanks for watching, if you're watching. Just wanted to kind of give everybody an update on all the things that were going on. I got a light there. I want to kind of turn this a little bit. That's maybe, well, there's the one there too. So, all right, anyway, we're just gonna work with it. So, how's it going? Thanks for watching. So, really quickly, wanted to fill everybody in on what's been happening. Lots of good stuff, actually. Life is busy, but in a great way. Really kind of enjoying my days more and more. Little by little, it seems like, you know, the things that I'm working on get better and better. I was thinking about it as I was driving in today, what I wanted to say. And, you know, in many ways, I feel like my life is the best it's ever been right now. You know, I just really enjoy the things that I'm working on. I'm really excited. I really feel like I know my purpose and my place and how I want to impact the world. And, you know, it's great. But at the same time, I'm struggling to pay for groceries and buy gas, put gas in the tank. You know, it's an interesting dynamic, but I love what I do. It's just, I haven't figured out how to monetize it yet. You know, I give everything I can to this vision, to City Fam and to home, and, you know, even the book took a lot out of me. And I just believe in it so much, and I see how it's impacting people. And you know, the interesting thing is there's no guarantee that any of this is going to work. You know, I've met with people before, and they say, well, what's the business plan with City Fam? Like, how does it make money? And I've never been able to give anybody an answer for that. I just say, I just see the people whose lives it impacts, and I know that if you do that enough, that it has to come back. That if we impact enough people's lives, that the money will come back sooner or later, one way or the other. And actually, it already has started, thanks to some members that have given, and you know, they're enabling us to do everything that we're doing. All these vision meetings that you see, and you know, advertising that's going out. Like, if you haven't noticed, we've kind of upped our advertising game, and we're just doing a lot with a little. But it's really all based off of our members, and just everybody pitching in to give a little bit, and we're super grateful for everybody that has done that. So it's just it's an interesting dynamic. So I just really wanted to fill everybody in on some specific things that were going on, specifically the book. Sorry, I got a message there. Right now, I just got done the book, While Waiting Works. If you guys haven't seen it, it really actually turned out a lot better than I even expected it to. I'm not a writer. Never really was something that was a passion of mine, or I was any good at it. But you know, I spent a lot of time on it, probably a couple hundred hours, and it came out very good. I've sent it out to some people, and I've gotten really positive feedback on it. So I'm grateful that it came out as good as it did. I'm doing something called advanced readers copies, where I'm actually giving it away to people, a digital copy of it away to anybody that that wants to read it and give me a review on Amazon when it goes on sale there next month. So if you're watching this video and you'd like to get one for yourself, you could go to whywaitingworks.com/ARC, A-R-C, and put in your information, and I'll make sure you get a copy. I'm sending them out on Wednesday. And you know, the book is definitely something that I'm very passionate about, the subject. You know, having lived at, you know, both ends of the spectrum, for both of them for very long periods of time. So it's something that I can explain really, really well. I feel like, you know, maybe more practically than anybody on earth, I can explain the principle of why it makes sense to wait. I always say it doesn't mean you're going to do it, but at least after reading it, you'll know, okay, this is the right way. You know, because to me, there was definitely a time where I just didn't understand it. It didn't make sense. So I think knowledge is power, and at least people can make an informed decision. Maybe some people will just, you know, wait a little while longer. Maybe they won't actually wait till marriage, but maybe they'll wait one more date, and then, you know, and that will save them some pain. I don't know. I just want to get the message out there. You know, that was definitely a big part of why I wrote the book. But then the second part was because it's opening doors. It's already starting to open doors now. where I'll be able to talk about CityFam. And what I was telling somebody this morning, I was like, you know, if somebody decides, hey, wow, this is this is value, like I see value in this, I see value in waiting. If they decide to wait, guess what? They're gonna need CityFam, right? Because that's why I created it. I created it for myself, because when I decided to get when I decided to wait and became abstinent, I was like literally like felt like I was dying, because I was sitting at home alone all the time by myself, and I didn't know what to do or who to do it with. So eventually I started creating you know, social events kind of for selfish purposes, because I needed something to do and I needed people to do them with, and that's what became CityFam. So I really see a natural correlation, like a real tie in there, that if people read the book and they say, hey, I want to do this, I want to wait, I really think that this is the way to find love, then, you know, it's definitely going to benefit CityFam, because those people are going to need a group like that, because you can't make it alone. You cannot do it alone. You might do it for a little while alone, but you can't make it. You know, I made it 6 years actually. The very first time that I decided to wait to have sex, I made it 6 years, and I was just, you know, doing my best to avoid trouble. I would go to the movies on the weekends, and I had a couple of friends, you know, that I was in like a small group with, but I didn't have a big enough social network, I guess, because eventually I just you know, I drifted back to the bar scene, because I wanted to be around people like me again, and I wanted to have fun, you know, and that's real, you know, that's what people go through. So I definitely see a correlation there. Anyway, if you want an advanced reader's copy of Why Waiting Works, I'd be happy to send it to you. Go to whywaitingworks.com/ARC. And it's going to be on Amazon next month, so I'm excited about that. I got a speaking opportunity this Saturday. Stefan Labosiere, let me see if I pronounced that right, I think I did. So he's a big speaker and author. He's wrote a few books. He's got over 1.4 million fans on Facebook, and he's coming to Baltimore this Saturday, and I reached out to him and said, hey, I can help you sell tickets to your event. Talked to his assistant. She, you know, told her about the book, and you know, obviously our niche is very similar. So they're like, well, hey, what do you want to help sell tickets to the event? And I was like, well, I don't want money. I said, I would love for him to endorse my book. And they said, well, would you want to speak? And I said, sure. And they also asked if I want to interview him. So we actually just started a podcast, the CityFam podcast. It'll be out soon. But he is going to be one of our first guests on the podcast. So this Saturday, we're going to interview him. And then I'm speaking at his event. It's called the Truth About Love Tour. And it's at the Hotel Monaco in downtown Baltimore, if anybody wants to come. He wrote some books called God Where's My Boaz, The Man God Has for You, how to get a woman to have sex with you if she's your wife. So that's kind of a little twist there. But he's wrote some books that have sold a lot of copies, and I'm excited, you know, to share, you know, just to get up on stage and see where this takes me. You know, I'll have some copies of the book printed. I'm gonna have 50 copies made that I'm picking up Friday, and I'll be there, and hopefully I'll sell some copies, and you know, hopefully some people will read them and they'll be inspired. You know, the part that I'm sharing on is called The Truth About Sex. So I'm just gonna get up and I'm gonna talk about the 10 reasons not to have sex before marriage, which is a video that I made a while back, and I'll expand on that a little bit and answer some questions at the end. So I'm pumped. I mean, so, you know, like when I say I'm enjoying my days more and more, I really am. I'm enjoying the things I'm working on. Unfortunately, none of them actually pay anything. I don't even know how I'm going to pay for those 50 copies of the book yet, but God keeps providing. Like, you know, it's just, I don't know how I made it this far. I seriously don't. I haven't had health insurance in 6 years, 5 years, 6 years. I know it's probably illegal to even say that, but I haven't. I mean, like, you know, I don't even want to get graphic, but like my clothes all got holes in them. Like, it's been a super freaking challenging. I was literally thinking about this morning, and I was like, I feel like I'm at the walls of the promised land, and I'm looking at them going, okay, how am I going to get in here? You know, like that's literally what it feels like right now. Like I'm standing on the outside of the promised land looking at it and wondering, like, how am I going to get in here? And I know I don't have to figure that out, because that's something that God does. but that's where I'm at. And you know what? It feels really good because like that means I made it through the wilderness. Like at least I'm here, you know, like at least I'm here at the promised land. I might not be inside yet, but I'm here. I'm standing on the outside of the walls. That's what it feels like. I don't know how we're going to get into home, which I'll share about in a second. I don't know how a lot of things are going to happen, you know, but I'm here and I'm like, this feels good. So that's where I'm at. That's what's going on this weekend. I want to talk a little bit about City Fam and let you know what's happening there. We just had a great Renegade event last Friday. We were at the Tiki Bar over in Canton. I don't know, there's probably about 50 or 60 people came out. It was awesome. This Friday, City Fam Hartford Cecil County has an event, so we're going to be going to a place called 510 Johnny's up in Bel Air, and we'll be there. I think they're having a limbo contest. About that. So Friday at 510 Johnny's, and then Saturday we will be we're doing a big service project in the inner city Baltimore. We're going to be doing something called Stepping Up, getting neighbors out of their house to scrub the marble steps and hopefully build community with each other. I'm told that the mayor may even be there, so I'm excited about that. And then literally I'm going to go straight to the speaking event and do that, and it's awesome. You know, like I literally have every weekend, my weekends are full. There's things to do, there's people to do them with, so I'm excited. You know, I'm just excited about life in general, even though it's hard sometimes. You know, something I talk about in the book, it's like, you know, Adam and Eve, one thing I mentioned is like, well, their life got hard after the fall. You know, up until they sinned, everything was easy. They lived in paradise. You know, they loved what they did and everything was good. It was only after that they made the mistake that things got hard. And I see so many people that are out there in dead-end jobs or jobs that they hate, but they're unwilling to make changes, you know, in their life. Meaning, like maybe they're unwilling to let something go that God wants them to let go of. And if they let it go, their life would improve, you know, and maybe God would be more would be able to help them more easily. And they, you know, a lot of the things that I'm doing with my life that I'm super passionate about, they all came at a price. You know, it wasn't like I figured them out initially. It took a lot of work and it took a lot of sacrifice to get to this place. So, and it continues to. So, and I just feel like as long as I can stay consistent, it's going to get better and better. So I'm rambling a little bit, but I did want to talk about City Fam a little bit. So we got the event Friday and Saturday. I recently had a video on YouTube, the one I just referenced, the 10 reasons not to have sex before marriage. I posted it last May, and it probably took me about 3 or 4 months to get 1 subscriber on YouTube, and I think it was Kyle. But recently that video has like blown up, and I just looked at it the other day. It's over 150,000 views. And there's like, I got over 4,000 subscribers now, and people are messaging me from all over the world right now, like different countries, all over the United States. And at the very end of the YouTube video, I mentioned City Fam, and I talk about how, you know, life is really, what makes life really good is relationships. You know, when you have great friends and you have things to do and people to do them with, that's when life gets really good. When you're having sex with people, like fast sex like I used to have, you burn relationships. And then sooner or later you find yourself without many good friends. And I talk about it's better to have long-term friends and short-term sex partners, and I talk about City Fam. So a lot of people now have looked up City Fam and they started messaging me and they're like, hey, this thing is awesome. I want to start a City Fam. And we're just really starting to figure out what that looks like, right? Because it's like, I mean, we're still, our systems here are still a little shaky in Baltimore, but we're trying to shore those up and then, you know, have a manual that we can give to people in different cities, which was always the dream, which is, you know, because we feel like there's people like us everywhere, and we're going to help them get started. And then once home opens, they're going to come here and they're going to see it and they're going to be inspired to go back and do all the hard work to make a home possible where they're from. So that's really, like, the dream is happening. It's happening right before our eyes. Like I really feel like I'm in a Bible story in a lot of ways. Or I'm witnessing a Bible story, except I'm like one of the main characters, which is kind of, you know, weird or funny, but it's awesome. You know, it's exciting to walk by faith and to see something that I've thought about for so long start to materialize. So, you know, that's what's going on. Home, let's talk about it real quick. So we had a membership push last month. Our goal was to sign up 300 members in 30 days. me just do something here. And we pulled up short. I made a video, the last video, I said we were at 167. We are not at 167. I thought we were at 167. I was kind of basing that off of the 155 that was on the website, which was not accurate. So when we went back and recalculated the members, we were actually at 117 members. So it's still a huge win. Don't be disappointed if you're watching it. 117 members is huge. Honestly, we're probably bringing in about $3,000 recurring revenue a month right now, $2,500, $3,000, somewhere in that range. So like all of our bills are taken care of. It's great. It's really good. It's a win. It definitely is a win. I mean, of course, I was a little disappointed that we didn't hit the 300, but not, you know, this was a huge win. So what happened was, in the middle of our membership campaign, we didn't have the terms of the lease from the landlord. In the middle of the membership campaign, he gave us the terms of the lease. They were ridiculous. They were astronomical numbers. And we thought, you know, maybe we can negotiate with him once we have some power, you know, once we get the 300 members in, we can go negotiate with him and get him to come down. When we didn't get the 300 members, he wasn't willing to really negotiate anyway. He said that was his best price. We realized that we had to do something else, which is basically where we're at is we have to get an investor to help us buy the building, because at that point the rent comes way down because we'll be leasing it basically to ourselves or to CityFam. An investor will lease it to us. And it would be less than half of the price that the guy gave us, the owner gave us, or we got to look at another location. So I was out today, I was looking at another spot. It's beautiful. This other spot I looked at, it's you know, on paper, it's honestly, in a lot of ways, it's better. It's got parking, it's got plenty of parking. The price per square foot is low. It's got outdoor seating. It's got all these great things. There's no tax there, right? Like, the property tax is included. So it was all these things. So we're just trying to navigate our way through this, but I just want to let you guys know that this is happening. It's just a matter of where. We're trying to figure out, are we going to get an investor to help us buy the building, or are we going to rent somewhere else that's within our price range? That's all we're doing. So we're not really pushing for memberships now. We'd love for you to become a member. If you're watching this, it is definitely happening. You can get perks right now with CityFam. You know, like access to Renegades and other things, discounts on apparel. But we'll probably ramp back up on membership once we decide what we're going to do, and hopefully that's going to be in like the next 1 to 2 weeks. But I'll keep making videos and letting everybody know what's going on. And just as far as all that goes, if you're the praying kind, keep us in prayer, because you know, like I said, I'm just trying to navigate a bunch of things that I've never done before, and a lot of it is just gut instinct and peace. You know, like I'm just trying to do what I think is best and be, you know, led by the Spirit, if you know what that means. So you know, keep us in prayer, because we're trying to make right decisions so we don't have to go back. Lastly, Israel. An Israel trip is coming up. Going to Israel next February. Super excited about that. I'm going with Epic. Hopefully there's going to be about 40 or 50 of us going over there. Always, you know, I don't say always, but it's been a bucket list item for the last couple years. Definitely something I want to see, you know, and experience. If you don't know, I'm a Christian. I'm probably pretty obvious about it. But just to be able to see the places where Jesus walked, and where he spoke, and where different scenes of the Bible happen, like I mean, it's gonna make it all come to life for me. Like, it kind of is mind-blowing even as you think about it. Like, he was a real dude, you know, like he was here. So if you're interested, there's gonna be a room for 40 of us going over there. So jump on. You can DM me and I can send you the link. It's February. I don't know, remember the dates. It's February next year, and I want to say it's about $3,500. This is not a relief trip. It's not a missions trip. This is like, you know, kind of going there to, you know, just take in the scenes, and we're going to eat, and we're going to be staying in a nice hotel, and it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be with a bunch of people that I love the most, and you know, definitely, like I said, a bucket list item. So if you want more information about it, message me, and I can get you the link. I think we have a meeting on August 5th is the last one, so I'm really excited about that. And just one thing I will say, just to end this, I don't say it often, but if you don't know Jesus, like for real, like get to know him, because he's coming back soon. And before he does, the shit is going to hit the fan, and you don't want to be here for that. So I would get to know him. I'd strongly recommend it. But anyway, that's it. That's all that's happening. Appreciate you guys. Signing out. Talk to you later. See ya.